football action. Out here on the West Coast in San Francisco, 61,500 packed into the stadium here at Candlestick Park. And believe me, a very partial 49er group. The Dallas Cowboys are the invaders. This is a ball club that twice in the playoffs have eliminated San Francisco, and you can bank on it. The fans were packed in here, and they've been sold out for many, many weeks. The fans that are packed in here are here for one thing, to see a San Francisco victory. Down deep. Number 22, Vic Washington, to receive for San Francisco. And along with him is Ralph McGill, number 49. Both are at the goal line. For the Dallas Cowboys, the man who has it teed up and ready to kick off is Tony Fritsch. And here's the kickoff. It's a high, deep kick down to about the 3-yard line. Washington fumbles the ball, picks it up out to the 10, the 20. He's on his feet to the 30-yard line. He's got blocking. He may go. He's to the midfield stripe and down the sidelines to the 30, and he's going all the way. Touchdown, San Francisco. That time by Washington. Had beautiful blocking, too. John Watson, 6'4", 249, all the way out in front of him and threw a block at the 30-yard line to string him loose into the end zone. He was helped, too, by Ralph McGill. What a beautiful run. All right, Bruce Gossett is the man to try the extra point. The ball will be spotted at the 10-yard line. 6-0, San Francisco in front. The snap, the kick is up in the air, and it is good. The Cowboys, 2 deep men, Cliff Harris and Bob Newhouse. And the ball teed up at the 40-yard line for San Francisco. Bruce Gossett is the man who's waiting for the whistle. 7-0, San Francisco in front. Gossett forward, kick. It's short. It's going to come down on about the 7-yard line, and it's taken there by Harris out to the 15, to the 20. He's on his way to the 25 and run out of bounds across the way at about the 28, 29-yard line. It may come in over the by McGill. Ralph McGill runs him out at about the 32-yard line. Garrison and Hill are the setbacks. There's the snap, jumping offsides, defensive right tackle. 1st and 5, Dallas at that 37. Here's the handoff. Garrison trying the middle. He gets up to about the 38-yard line and is wrapped up right there. It'll be 2nd down and 3, Monty. And here's the handoff to Hill, and Hill splashes right through the middle. He rips out of the way of a tackle there. Dave Wilcox finally brings him down. Ed Beard had his hands on him as he went over the 45-yard line. He's down at just about the 46, and that will be a 1st down. Splits out wide to the left, out to the right, and in motion Allworth. Here's the pitch out, given off to Hill. Hill wide on the sweep, over the midfield stripe. San Francisco running him out of bounds as he goes into San Francisco territory at the 45-yard line. Man in motion, handoff this time instead to the running back. There's that 1,000-yard ghost, Calvin Hill, as he cracks up the middle. On those counter plays, Hill very effective before Dave Wilcox finally wrestles him down, and he's inside the 40-yard line. The officials are going to place that ball down on the 36-yard line. Here they come up to the line of scrimmage. Out wide to the right is Lance Allworth, the only man split out. Ron Sellers, the split end, is about 3 yards out, and here's the snap and the handoff to Hill again. Breaking one tackle, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Charlie Kruger and Earl Edwards, the middle of that big defensive front four for San Francisco, stack him up at that point. Anyway, here we go. 2nd down, 9. Man in motion to the right. Here's the pitch out. Hill has the ball. Calvin Hill sweeps the left side over the 35, down to about the 30. Out of bounds as he's run out at the 30-yard line. Wide to the right this time is Ron Sellers, but the handoff was given to Calvin Hill, and Hill tracks the left side, gets to the 30. He may have picked up a yard. Ed Beard and Bruce Taylor smelled it out beautifully. Tony Fritsch is in there. He'll do the kicking. Greg Morton will do the holding. The ball will be spotted at about the 37, and here's the kick. It's a wobbly kick. It's got the height that is going to be good. It's good. And Dallas now is on the scoreboard. So there's a timeout here at Candlestick Park. San Francisco will receive. Dallas will kick off. It's a sailor, a slider towards the end zone, and it goes into the corner pocket. What a beautiful kick. Out to the left is Washington, and here is Brody passing to Riley, and Preston makes the grab and is out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Charlie Waters at the safety spot, or at the corner, the left corner over there, had moved over to cover him. Ran him out of bounds there. Gene Washington wide to the left. Preston Riley out over the left tackle on the counter play and gets it out to about the 28-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down attempt as D.D. Lewis, the right side linebacker for the Cowboys, and Cliff Harris coming up from the safety, pin him at that point. All right, Monty, we're a yard shy at the big third down play. San Francisco leading 7-3, and what do they do?
I think they'll give to Larry Schreiber. He's a real tough runner, rock'em sock'em type, not afraid of anything to go into the middle of the line with. Watch him.
Washington puts out. Gene to the right, about 3 yards. They're in the tight formation. They're going to try to jam for that yard. Here's the handoff, and you called it. Schreiber up the middle. He's got the yard, I believe, at the 31-yard line. Brody now barking out the signal. Fluffs to Schreiber on play-action pass and throws over the middle. And he had to throw in a hurry because they were coming on him then. Right down the middle came D.D. Lewis. Up the setbacks are spread wide. It is second down 10. Here's Brody on the handoff. The man who has that football is Schreiber, and he tries the left side and gets it out to the 33. Washington lining up wide again to the left. Out to the right, Riley. The setbacks are spread. The tight end, Ted Qualick, split out. Great receiver. Waiting for the snap. Here's the ball. Back to Brody. Brody has the time. Rolls to the right, looking for help. Throws. It is incomplete at the 32-yard line. There's a flag on the play. Schreiber rolling out of the backfield. I believe we're going to have holding against San Francisco. Holding is declined. It will be 4th and 7. Back in punt formation, Jim McCann, 39.7 average. His longest kick, 63. He is standing on the 18-yard line, takes the snap, steps forward, puts his foot into it. Wobbly kick coming to about the 33. It is grabbed off there on a fair catch. Making the catch was Cliff Harris. Greg Martin doing the quarterbacking, has his team up to the line. Slot back out to the left-hand side. Here's the snap, and here's the handoff. Garrison pauses for a moment, can't find running room, and it's hit almost immediately by Winland Hall. Second down, long 6. Allworth out wide to the right. Here's the handoff instead to Garrison. Garrison moving up the middle now as he takes from Craig Martin and getting it over the 40-yard line. Sellers is in the slot. Allworth out to the left, man in motion. To the right, back to pass, and throwing to his man in motion out to the right-hand side. Calvin Hill was quarterback Craig Martin. It's incomplete. On 4th down and 2, Dallas must kick. Marv Bateman, young rookie from Utah, with a 38-yard kicking average, standing at the 26-yard line. Here's the snap, steps forward, puts his foot into it. Beautiful kick, tremendous kick. Over the goal, that hit the goal post in the end zone. No attempt at a run back. Flag on the play there. Well, it was against San Francisco, and the ball is being stepped off half the distance to the goal. I think a personal foul, moving it back to the 6-yard line. Both receivers split out wide, and here's the handoff, and trying to crack over the right-hand side with that football was Vic Washington. Leroy Jordan meets him as he crosses the line of scrimmage along with Larry Cole. Brody has them up on the line now with a second down, 7, quick count, handoff. Schreiber has the football, cracking the right tackle. He gets out over the 10. He's up to about the 12-yard line. Mentioning the rest of the officials, Bill Swanson is the line judge, Gordon McCarter is the back judge, Pat Millett is the field judge, and the alternate was Bruce Finlayson. All right, we've got a 3rd down and 3 with the ball at the 12-yard line. About the 12-yard line, back to throw. Brody looks, he's going, he's got his man open, it's caught. Big catch by Gene Washington, and down the sideline, he's caught at the 40. Wrestled down at the 36-yard line. Cliff Harris finally brings him down, got him with the jersey, and wouldn't let go. First down, San Francisco. They have possession on the Dallas 37-yard line. The setbacks, Washington and Schreiber are split wide. Both receivers are out. Here's the snap, flag on the play, handoff, Washington, Vic Washington with the football at the 30, run out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Flag on the play, offsides against the Dallas Cowboys. The ball brought back. It'll be second down, about 1. The ball is at the 28-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys in possession of San Francisco. Brody has the snap, hands it off to Vic Washington. Washington on the end around, and then it is given back to Brody, and Brody throws to the end zone, and he's intercepted by Dallas. Charlie Waters makes the interception. Boy, what a razzle-dazzle football play that was, Monty.
The old flea flicker, I guess, to use a hackneyed description of it.
First down. Craig Martin has them at the 1, tries to jam it out, gives it off to Garrison. Garrison is wrapped up at the 2-yard line. And Mr. Martin in business again, giving off this time to Calvin Hill, and Calvin cracking out over the 5-yard line before middle linebacker Ed Beard and Dave Wilcox come up and smear the play at about the 7-yard line. The setbacks are wide, and Mr. Martin has the ball. He's back in the pocket. He'll throw over the middle. He's got his man at the 12-yard line. Enough for a first down. That's Hill making the grab. Allworth wide to the right. Ron Sellers out to the left. Here's the handoff, and Hill is caught behind the line of scrimmage. Great play. Linebacker Dave Wilcox telling this one out was in there. He was in the backfield. It is second down 10 for the Cowboys at their 13. Martin drops straight back. Pocket passer goes to the sidelines. Completed the 25. Out of bounds is Lance Allworth as they break and come up to the line. There's Sellers out to the right. Just short. Handoff given off to Calvin Hill, trying to swing around the left side. Can't do it. He's caught behind the line to lose some yardage now. Is Lance Allworth. The setback spread. Martin back 6-7 yards. Throws right on target, and it's out of the hands of Lance Allworth.
You won't see Bambi dropping too many of those. And that's a particular play, Al. We had 2 cornerbacks on the left side playing that slot back situation. Bruce Taylor had come all the way from the right side and lined up inside Jimmy Johnson.
Allworth wide right in the slot. To the right, Ron Sellers. Man in motion running to the left there. That's Mike Montgomery, and back to throw goes the quarterback. Slips down. Morton gets up on his feet. Is hit. The ball is jarred loose. It is fumbled, and I believe San Francisco has recovered the ball. Wait a minute. He has. They have. San Francisco has recovered Tommy Hart and Linwood Hall in there on the play. Vic Washington and Larry Schreiber are the setbacks. Quarterback John Brody with the ball at the 15-yard line gives off, and right up the middle for a beautiful 7-yard gain. Driving through there is Larry Schreiber. Dave Edwards and D.D. Lewis finally bring him down and pin him at about the 9-yard line. Don't know whether they can get another play in. They come up to the line of scrimmage. 5 seconds. The clock is running. Now, whether or not John Brody will get one in. 1 second remains, and there is the gun. So with the score, San Francisco 7, Dallas 3. Let's take this time out now.
Coach Tom Landry of the defending Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys is the first to admit that his team is hurting physically this time around and may not be up to full strength for today's battle with the 49ers.
The physical condition of this club is not very good. It hasn't been defensively for some time because of injuries in our line, our defensive line, especially Bob Lilly, Mel Renfro missed the game. Chuck Halley's out too. Now for the season, so from that standpoint, it's not real good. This is a little different type of momentum we have this year. It's one in which we're the champions now, and last year we had to win every game, and we had to keep winning, and we had to do that for a long period of time, and that really develops momentum, the kind that carries you all the way in. We haven't had that this year, but possibly the fact we are champions may show up Saturday in the game.
Brody brings his team up to the line of scrimmage. He's got a second down and 5 situation coming up. The ball is at the 9-yard line, and he is waiting for the snap. Riley is out to the right and Washington to the left, and handing off and going right over the left side is Vic Washington, and Vic Washington is down to the 5-yard line. At the 4-yard line, first and goal to go. The 49ers are lined up. They're tight in that line. And here is Schreiber taking and jamming off the right tackle to the 3-yard line. Ball is sitting at the 2-yard line now with a second down goal to go. John Brody barks out the signals now. Schreiber with the handoff, cracking the left side. He gets to the 1. He is right at the goal line. He's piled up right at the goal line. At the half-yard line now. Third down coming up. Big play. Here is Schreiber trying to crack the left tackle. He is stacked up right at the goal line. The headlinesman indicates it's the half-yard line. That That brings up on a very important fourth down. 61,500 here at Candlestick Park, and they're going crazy now. They're begging for the touchdown. Brody. Long count now at the half-yard line. Fourth down, big play. Schreiber diving over. He scores. Touchdown, Larry Schreiber.
Now, John Brody wisely chose a different spot on that Dallas defensive line. Instead of going off to his left like he had two previous times, he chose the right guard, Woody Peoples.
Bruce Gossett will attempt the extra point. Joe Reed will do the holding at the 10-yard line. Here's the kick, and it's a beauty. It's right on target. Down deep, number 43, Cliff Harris, and number 44, Bob Newhouse. A report just handed to us in our mutual broadcast booth here that Bob Lilly has injured his knee and that he very likely will not return to action this afternoon. Up again, and here's the booth. This time it is long, and it is deep. It is taken up the 5-yard line, out to the 20, to the 25, Harris to the 30-yard line. Is hit down as he reaches the 30-yard line. Cliff Harris, and there are two flags on the play as Johnny Fuller wraps him up. Moving the football all the way back to the Dallas 16-yard line. In the offensive lineup, Billy Parks is flanked out wide to the right there now. Calvin Hill and Walt Garrison are the setbacks, and here's the handoff. And driving right up the middle, trying to get through there, bang his way through there was Walt Garrison. Greg Martin with a long count. Back 6-7 yards in the pocket, looks and throws, overthrows at the 45-yard line, intending that for Ron Sellers. Dallas has a great running game, but they've got to have that passing game to complement. Third down, 8, Dallas at their own 17, 18-yard line. And here goes Morton back to throw, and almost sacked. He throws, intercepted, hit Vanderbuss, makes a pickoff at the 30. A fight down on the field about to break out. Big Mike Ditka was about to wheel and deal and throw a few there, and Dave Wilcox, the linebacker of San Francisco, was the man he was opposing. He and Cedric Hardman. I see we've got a timeout down there, so with the score. San Francisco 14, Dallas 3. There's a timeout on the field. Larry Schreiber just taking a handoff there from John Brody and cracking straight up the middle. Moves forward just about a yard before Larry Cole and Leroy Jordan bring him down. Here's John Brody now barking the signals. Long count, bluffs to the right, looks, throws, sets the screen up, got it out there. It's complete at the 25 and down to the 20-yard line with that football. On the way was Preston Riley. First down, San Francisco at the 20-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Brody has Schreiber and Vic Washington in the backfield. His setbacks are spread. Here he fakes up the middle. Play action pass, looks, throws to the sideline. It's complete at the 2-yard line. Gene Washington makes the grab, although Mel Renfro was all over him. And San Francisco is knocking on the door again. First and goal. Brody at the 2-yard line. The 49ers knocking again. Dallas slapping up a 9-man line there. Schreiber barreling over the right side. He's down to the 1-yard line. Second down, goal to go, half-yard line. Barking the signals, waiting for the snap. Here's the handoff. Touchdown in the end zone. Larry Schreiber goes in to score. Yes, and the second touchdown for Larry Schreiber now in a matter of 3.5 minutes. The kick afterwards is good by Bruce Gossett. Here's the kick. It's deep. Down there. Harris makes the grab. He's out to the 15. He's up to the 20, the 25-yard line, to the 30. From behind, caught at the 37 and wrestled down by Eisenbarger. Harris running it back to just about the 39-yard line. Dallas quickly up to the line of scrimmage. First and 10 at their own 39-yard line. Hand off and cracking over on the counter. Cracking over the center and banging his way out to about the 44-yard line is Calvin Hill. So only one man is split out. And here is Morton back to throw, and he looks and he goes with the pass. That had to be intended out there for number 87, Mike Ditka. Up on the line, that front four ready to put the pressure on. Manders is over the ball, 3rd down and 4. Morton's back to throw, big 3rd down play, looks, fires right in the zone, got his man, beautiful catch. Billy Parks with the grab. He's at at the 40-yard line of San Francisco and down at the 39. Ron Sellers out to the right. The setbacks, Hill and Garrison. Morton is back to throw, though. He'll rifle again. Marks is his intended receiver. Incomplete. All right, it's second down 10. Dallas at the San Francisco 39. Morton with a snap. Lobs one out there. Almost intercepted by Earl Edwards. Third down 10. Dallas at the 39 of San Francisco. You know they're going to pass. The fifth pass defender is in there, pulling out linebacker Frank Nunnally. So San Francisco has the 5 defenders in, and Morton goes back in the pocket, sets up, looks, throws. Ball tipped away from tight end Mike Ditka. Morton is holding the ball. It'll be spotted at about the 45-yard line, and the soccer kicker is ready. Here's the snap, and the boot is on the way. Let's put the glasses on it. It is there. It is good. The second field goal of the ball game for Tony Fritsch. So Dallas tightens it up just a wee bit, but they've still got to come some to get back into the ball game. Vic Washington and, let's see, Ralph McGill down deep, and here's the kick. And it is Washington, 2 yards deep in the end zone. Out to the 10, to the 15. He's up to the 20, and he falls at the 20-yard line. Brody has engineered 3 big touchdowns today, and here's the snap and the handoff to Larry Schreiber, who scored 2 of them. And Schreiber, trying the left side, finds it is clogged up. Battles his way out to the 23-yard line, and is finally stopped there by Jethro Pugh. San Francisco at their 23 with a big second down and 7. Throwing out in the flat there, intending it for Preston Riley with quarterback John Brody. Throwing incomplete. Out to the left is Gene Washington. Vic Washington and Larry Schreiber are the setbacks, and here's the snap and the handoff to Schreiber, and Schreiber hit down right behind the line of scrimmage by middle linebacker Leroy Jordan. Fourth and about 8. The ball at the San Francisco 22. McCann has the snap. Plenty of time. Wobbly kick off the side of his foot. Bad punt. Goes out of bounds up at about the 48-yard line of San Francisco. And the Dallas Cowboys have a big break. Only 20 yards, Monty, on that punt. The Cowboys with a first down at the 48-yard line of San Francisco, and Morton's man slipped down. Morton has got to take the football and eat it. He couldn't do anything else. Calvin Hill, as he tried to turn on the AstroTurf, slips and falls, and Ed Beard is the man who finally pins quarterback Craig Morton. Cowboys with the ball at the 46-yard line. They give him a 2-yard gain on the play. Billy Parks in there, and here's the handoff, and cracking on the counter over the center, over the left tackle, and bringing it out is Calvin Hill, fighting his way down to the 40-yard line. Fine blocking by Ralph Neely now. He's been doing some great blocking there. Martin, quick throw over the middle, tight end, look-in pass. Ditka's got it. He's got the first down. First and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys at the 31-yard line. Here's Morton back to throw. He's got the men out there. Throws to the side. Caught over there on the far sideline. Billy Truax coming in there tight end in place of Ditka just a moment ago before the play took off. Makes the grab. It is out of bounds inside the 30. Here's the handoff to Calvin Hill this time, and Hill tries the counterplay, fumbles the football, but it's recovered down there. Lance Allworth, I believe, is the man who pounced on top of the football at the Hill that fumbled it at about the 28-yard line. Skip Vanderpunt and Wendland Hall get an assist on that. Note here, too, Al, Ed Beard's back in the ball game. Ed Beard at middle linebacker, and he talked on the sideline to Nolan. He now can diagnose that crossbuck correctly. Garrison and Hill the setbacks, but Morton is back to throw. Looks and fires. Complete at the 13 with the football is Lance Allworth, and he's in to score. Touchdown! Jimmy Johnson slipped and fell as he tried to keep up with him. In to score for Dallas. Lance Allworth scores the touchdown, and the Cowboys are finally back in this football game. What a great catch by Lance. He had to turn on that ball, and that's why Jimmy Johnson fell down, too. He stopped for a second, caught his foot on the artificial turf, tripped down. But the guy making the turn, Lance Allworth, was ready for it, and he ran around Johnson on the turf and all the way to the end zone. All right, we got a minute 57 seconds remaining. They're inside of the 2-minute mark. They'll try the point after. to make it a 21-13 football game. Frisch will be kicking. Martin is holding. Here's the boot. The kick is up, and it is good. Very quickly, I can tell you the reason that Lance Allworth got loose on that last play. A very good reason indeed. Bob Hayes had gone into the football game, and he took double coverage along with him as he went deep. When he went deep on this pass pattern, the Cowboys got it set and geared to do just that. They had Lance Allworth over the middle with just one man, Jimmy Johnson, defending on him. Now, as it would happen, Jimmy Johnson slipped and fell, and when he went down, well, that was lights out. It was just up to Allworth to make the catch. He made a great grab of the ball at about the 13-yard line, and he went the rest of the way to score the touchdown. 21-13, San Francisco over Dallas. Tony Frisch kicking off for Dallas. Here's the boot, a sailor. Hard to feel. It is fumbled. Fumbled completely there by McGill. Finally picked up at the 10, trying to find running room. He gets to the 14, and that's as far as he can go. Brody with the first from the 14, giving it to Washington. Wide to the right. Good blocking in front. Out to the 15. Fights his way forward. As the defenses move and sweep towards him out to the 20-yard line. The ball is at the San Francisco 20. It is second down and 4. Schreiber on the handoff. On the counter. Cracks out and over the 24-yard line. And I believe it's going to be very close to the first down. Leroy Jordan finally pins him at the 24. 33 seconds. The clock is running. As the snap, and again to Schreiber. And Schreiber on this one fumbles the football. Schreiber has fumbled it. There is the one thing that you've got to be careful of. Fumbling that football when you're running the clock out. 9 seconds remain. San Francisco apparently has recovered the ball at their own 26-yard line. Randy Weisler responsible for the recovery of that loose football at the 26-yard line. D.D. Lewis and Leroy Jordan responsible for the stop. The clock has run out. There it is. The clock has run out for the first half. The end of the first half here at Candlestick Park with the score, San Francisco 21, Dallas 13. Cliff Harris. Here's the kickoff. It is down deep. It is returned by Newhouse. And let's see. Out to the 20-yard line. Here's the handoff from Martin to Garrison. And Garrison trying to get off the left tackle is brought down almost immediately as Tommy Hart wraps around the ankles and dumps him at the 20. Here's the snap and the handoff to the second man on the eye. And coming straight forward is Calvin Hill and driving it out to the 24-yard line. Is back in the pocket to throw. The rush is on. He looks, he throws. Incomplete at the 38-yard line. Now a knee. Back to punt. Meyer Bateman puts his foot into it. McGill and Taylor waiting for it with the ball. Taylor trying to run wide and get loose. Can't do it. Banged out of bounds back behind the 30 at about the 28-yard line. John Babinez finally bumped him out of the playing field. San Francisco with John Brody at the helm. Comes up to the line. Gene Washington out to the left and Preston Riley out to the right. Schreiber and Vic Washington are the setbacks, and here's the bluff play-action pass. Brody is back. He's got the time. He looks, he throws right on target at the midfield strike. Great catch there. Oh, what a pattern that was. Preston Riley turning in, and Charlie Waters trying to stay with him. Oh, this Riley's got a lot of moves. 24 big yards. As John Brody gets Preston Riley turning in and pops it right in his hand. Riley coming out now. Eyes and Park are in carrying some plays. I don't know if John Brody really cares for this or not, having plays come from the sideline. Well, they agreed that it was going to happen because it's been fairly successful. Here's the snap, and Schreiber on the handoff tries to tackle, gets out over the 45-yard line down to about the 43. As Charlie Waters, coming up from the safety, took one arm, put one hand out there, and got Schreiber right around the ankle. Now Brody's up there. He has a second down 5 situation coming up. The ball is on the 43-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Brody with Schreiber and Washington in the backfield. Both receivers are split. Back in the pocket, looks, throws a little flare-out pass there. Schreiber breaks the tackle. He's to the sidelines, at the 40, down to the 30. On his feet and out of bounds. just inside of the 30-yard line. Leroy Jordan had to go get him.
That's a perfect situation. One-on-one, the fullback against the linebacker. Out there where the running back has good room to maneuver. He broke a tackle on Dave Edwards. Fine run and catch by Larry Schreiber.
They give him 6 yards. He stepped out of bounds, they said, at the 37-yard line, and I thought he had, Monty. He broke the tackle on Dave Edwards, and he dragged the foot out of bounds as he did. Brody, the setbacks are strong to the right now. Watches that 6-man front stacked against him and turns and gives to Washington beautiful blocking, clean cut, up the middle, down to the 30. Oh, Pat Toomey and Cliff Harris finally latch onto him. They have possession at the Dallas 30-and-a-half-yard line. Here's Brody back, dropping a pass and then throwing it short. Intending that pass for Ted Qualick, and Qualick going deep on this had Cornell Green with him, and Green almost stole the football.
Good play by the tight end. If you can't catch it yourself, prevent an interception.
3rd down 4. 49ers at the Dallas 30-and-a-half-yard line. Brody, snap. Schreiber in the middle, can't find running room. Wrestled down immediately. Grabbing him, Jethro Pugh. Here's a guy who last year had 17 sacks, Jethro Pugh.
This is good range for Gossett. He's done well from this 40-yard range. We'll see what he does here.
Joe Reed will hold. Gossett will attempt a 40-yard field goal. It'll be spotted at the 40. The snap, the ball is down, and the kick is on the way. It looks pretty good. Or is it? No, wide. It is wide to the left. It is wide to the left. It is no good. Dallas has possession of the football. Down at their 20-yard line, a field goal that was wide to the left by Bruce Gossett. And in motion out to the right-hand side, Morton handing off with the ball. Calvin Hill wide to the right, turns the corner. Out to the 23 and out of bounds. Crossing over was Ed Beard, and along with him was Jimmy Johnson. Dallas with a 2nd down 7. They have the ball at their own 24-yard line, and here's Morton on the draw, giving it, and up there, trying to fight his way out the middle. Walt Garrison stopped cold by Tommy Hart in the defensive line. And Morton on a 3rd down and 7 is back to throw, looks and fires, and he had to get rid of the ball in a hurry, and there's the flag. That flag was thrown, I believe, on Ron Sellers as their intended receiver, and it may be that Windland Hall just got over him a little bit too far. So it comes back to the original line of scrimmage, and it is defensive holding. 5 yards defensive holding against San Francisco. That moves it up to the 29-yard line, and it is 1st down for Dallas. Greg Morton, quarterbacking, has been all day on the eye, handing it to Garrison. Garrison trying to get up to the line of scrimmage, fights his way halfway up there and runs into Charlie Kruger and Tommy Hart. 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. Out to the left-hand side, and here is the snap. Martin goes back. He looks and throws to Parks, and Parks has it. Great catch, but did he catch it out of bounds? No. He got the football and then went out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Out wide to the right goes Ron Sellers. Setback strong to the right, and here's Morton handing off, and Garrison taking the handoff. Is cut down very quickly. It's Vanderbunt was blitzing on the play, and Vanderbunt comes sailing in there. All right, this time it's Parks to the right and Sellers to the left. Morton is back. Has the time, looks and throws inside. Sellers trying to cut across. Hahn couldn't get the football because Bruce Taylor was right there with him. Morton has thrown 17 times. He's completed 7 for only 85 yards. Parks splits out wide to the right. Bob Hayes is in there and out wide to the left. And here's Morton back deep, 6-7 yards, plenty of time. Look, throws over the middle. Intercepted by Vanderbunt, his 2nd of the day. Oh, that football went into the hands of the receiver for Dallas. Right out of his hand, right into Skip Vanderbunt's hand. And Garrison was the man who made the original catch. The ball shot right through his fingers, and that's the 2nd interception. Skip Vanderbunt now in 2 ball games against Dallas has had 4 interceptions. San Francisco 1st down their own 47-yard line. Brody looks over his line. Turns and calls the signals. Eisenbarger is in there as one of the wide receivers, but it's Schreiber who takes the ball and goes right up the middle, and Mr. Schreiber has got up to the 50-yard line. Larry's had a battle on his hands today, though. He's carried 17 times and got only 32 yards. A gain of just about 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The ball is over the midfield stripe, and here again is the handoff, and again tracking right over on the counter, over the right tackle and trying to bang it out there. It's Schreiber and getting down to about the 46-yard line before Jethro Pugh finally brings him down.
We may see John Brody try to sit on this football just a little bit right now. He's moving his ball club methodically with 6 minutes, 22 seconds left to go in the third period.
3rd down, 3rd and 2. San Francisco at the 45-yard line of the Cowboys. Martin to Schreiber again, and Schreiber trying the right tackle. Pugh was there, but Dave Edwards, the strong side linebacker, is the man that wrapped around him first, and I do not believe Larry Schreiber got those 2 yards so necessary for the first down. They're going to bring the sticks in. They'll be measuring it right there. There's the mutual NBA game. We'll be bringing you the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins. I'll be there along with sportscaster Bob Halloran. Sunday's NFL playoff action on Mutual Sports. It'll be the 3rd punt coming up for the 49ers. Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris are the deep backs at the 10-yard line. And Jimmy McCann will do the kicking for San Francisco. Here's the snap. Time to get the ball in there, and he hangs one. A high one. It hits at the 5. It is going out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Oh, there was the kick that really put Dallas in a hole. Dallas beginning to flex now. Come up and spread the setbacks. Morton with the signals being called. First down at the 6. Ball fumbled. Calvin Hill was tackled, and the ball was jarred loose, and I believe San Francisco has it at the 1-yard line. Charlie Kruger wrapped Calvin Hill and really threw the shoulder to him, jarred the ball loose. Winland Hall made the recovery. 21-13, they already lead in. John Brody can smell another touchdown in the wind. Brody calling out the signals now from the 1-yard line. Takes the snap, gives it to Schreiber. Larry barrels in. Did he score? He scores the touchdown. Schreiber's 3rd touchdown of the day.
Greg Morton on that last fumble. Hill made the fumble, but Morton pounced on it, and he was out-muscled by 3 red shirts for San Francisco. Another tough break, a turnover for the Cowboys, leads to the touchdown. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter as we go for the extra point.
Bruce Gossett will attempt from the 10-yard line. 27-13. Joe Reed is holding, and here's the kick. He lifts it up, and it is good. Oh, and here's the kick. It's a long one. It is deep. Gossett hits the crossbars. Hits the crossbars with a football, and it will come out to the 20-yard line. Well, it's been a long time. San Francisco losing 2 times, and now here in the 3rd playoff against Dallas. Morton rolling to the left. Looks, throws to the sidelines. Caught out of bounds at about the 32-yard line was Ron Sellers. It is first down for Dallas at their own 31-yard line. A pitch out. Calvin Hill wide to the right, up to the 35, on his feet to the 40. Over a hurdles a group of players and gets to the midfield stripe. A beautiful run of 19 yards. First down at the midfield stripe. Man in motion out to the left-hand side. Lance Allworth rolling out to the left. Morton looks and he goes for Allworth. And Allworth couldn't hold on to it. Sanders brings him up to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 10 for Dallas. And here goes quarterback Greg Morton back to throw. Looks and fires a bullet in there that's knocked out of the hands of Billy Truax. Substitution in the defensive line for the San Francisco 49ers. Bob Hopkins replaces Charlie Kruger. We have a third down 10 situation. The Cowboys at the midfield stripe. Big play coming up. Bob Hayes wide out to the right, just came in the game. Here is the long bomb. Hayes is the intended receiver. It's way down there. He had it and dropped it at the 5-yard line. Oh, there was 155 yards in the air, Monty, and the tough kind.
They are tough because Hayes had to drift towards the sidelines as the ball was coming over his right shoulder. He didn't want to turn his head on the ball, so he drifted his body towards the right and consequently was falling away from the ball.
They're going to punt. The Cowboys put it in the air. Bruce Taylor and McGill are the deep men. Nobody's going to field this. It goes into the end zone. It will come out to the 20, and the 49ers will put it in play. Brody with a first down at his 20-yard line. Looks to his left, and I think he's going to call a timeout. Brody with his setback. Washington and Schreiber hands it off to Vic Washington. Washington off the tackle, breaks it out to the 25, to the 30, over another man. He hurdled Waters down there and got out to the 45-yard line. Great running by Vic Washington.
And let me add, too, that Larry Schreiber, a tough-running fullback, really did a job on the block. Vic Washington, number 22, picked up 21 yards, just one short of his number. How about that?
How about that, Monty? 21 yards to bring it out to the 42-yard line. John has the ball. 3 steps back, throws to the sideline. Gene Washington with the catch goes out of bounds, turns out at the 47-yard line. It is second down and 5. San Francisco at their own 47. Gene Washington to the left, Eisenbarger to the right. The handoff to Thomas. Caught behind the line, way back at the 43. Third down and 8. San Francisco. He's back to throw. Rolling out to the right. Will he throw it? They're going to blindside him as he cuts the ball loose, and it is intercepted and then dropped by Charlie Waters. A minute 56 seconds remaining in the third period. 28-13, San Francisco leads. The 49ers are kicking. Jim McCann is standing at his 30. The deep backs, Charlie Waters, number 41, Cliff Harris, number 43. They are back at the 15-yard line. Oh, there's one that's got to come down with view on it. Fair catch call for it. The 10-yard line. Cliff Harris makes the grab. 46 yards on that kick.
And believe me, this young man who is kicking that football, Jim McCann, is really kicking past his average. His average is 39.7. He has boomed some out there this afternoon. 34, 26, 38. The last one, 46 yards. He's finally loosening up. As we said in the beginning of the ball game, he's young, he was tight, he had a couple of bad kicks, but now he's really getting the swing of it, getting his foot into it, and they're really going deep.
Starbuck is in there at the quarterback spot now with the first down at the 10. He is back to throw, and he looks and rifles it. Complete at the 30-yard line. Parks has it to the 35. Billy Parks makes the grab and is pinned at about the 38-yard line by Mike Simpson. Oh, Roger Starbuck steps into the quarterback spot and steps in, but big. A 27-yard shot. Starbuck, the man who started 17 ball games and won 16. In 71 was the NFL's #1 quarterback, most valuable player in the Super Bowl. Had a shoulder separation in August, has been out ever since. It is first down. And here is Starbuck bluffing the play action. He is being blitzed, and he is caught himself back on the 28-yard line.
A beautiful play by Cedric Harbin, staying at home and checking that quarterback for the football.
A loss of 9 yards on the play. The ball is back at the 29-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. It's second down at 19, and Roger Starbuck dumped, sacked for the first time in this ball game by Cedric Hardman. The setbacks are spread. Calvin Hill along with Walt Garrison, and here is quarterback Roger Starbuck trying to find room to run with the football, to throw it. The ball is jarred loose from him. It is grabbed by Dave Wilcox. Starbuck had the ball jarred loose. Wilcox grabbed it, or was it Bob Hoskins? Wilcox grabbed the football. Hoskins hit him. He grabbed it in the air. There is the end of the third quarter as San Francisco gets another turnover. The end of the third quarter with the score. San Francisco 28, Dallas 13. All right, Brody has them up to the line with a first down at the Dallas 31. Schreiber and Washington are his setbacks behind him, and they're strong to the left. Gene Washington, a wide receiver, out wide to the left, and Preston Riley to the right. Back to throw. Brody to the sidelines. He completes the football. He completes the pass at about the 25-yard line to the tight end, Ted Qualick, and Cornell Green bumps him out. Ball brought in at the 26-yard line. The handoff to Vic Washington as he takes from Brody and is hit right at the middle. Third and 5. San Francisco at the Dallas 26. Riley to the right, Washington to the left as the wide receivers split. Brody, long count, draw play, Schreiber up the middle, wrestled down immediately. He got no more than a single yard if he got that. They'll place it down at the 32. Joe Reed will hold. Bruce Gossett will attempt. Gossett with his longest kick, 50 yards, 95 points on the season, has 18 already he's kicked this year. Lifts the kick up. It may be wide. It is. It is wide. It is off to the left. Gossett misses. So Dallas will take over. There's a timeout on the field here now with the score. San Francisco 28, Dallas 13. Now this word. Right. Up and under the center there is Roger Starbuck. Has the snap, is back in the pocket now with a 1st and 10 at the 20 and throws it out of bounds. His intended receiver, Billy Parks, was downfield, was upfield at the 40-yard line, and he and Bruce Taylor had bounced off one another and went down. Frank Nunley is in the ball game. Ed Beard has come out. It is 2nd down and 10. Dallas at their own 20-yard line. Here's the snap, and Starbuck is back. He's got the time, and he's being rushed, and he's going to be sacked again. 1, 2, 3 of those big red jerseys inside the 10-yard line. Let's see. There's Cedric Hartman. There's Tommy Hart. There's Charlie Kruger. Ball's at the 11-yard line. It is 3rd and 19. A loss of 9 on the play. Jolly Roger now with a 6-man front on him there, but they're only going to rush 4. Back, stands in the pocket, looks and throws. Parks has the football at the 30, and he's knocked down on the 32-yard line. Johnny Fuller crossing over, finally makes the tackle, the safety. That ball is going to be placed at the 32 or 3-yard line. There the setback. Billy Parks is out wide to the right. Ron Sellers is split to the left. Here's Starbuck. He's back to throw. Steps up into the pocket, and he is caught and wrapped up. Roger is not picking up these men as well as he should. Starbuck now with a 2nd down coming up. 2nd and 16. Dumps it out there. Picking it up is Walt Garrison, and Garrison getting up to the 38-yard line before Frank Nunley. Bumps him off the playing field, gets him out of action. Hayes is in there now as one of the wide receivers. He's out to the left. Back goes Starbuck to throw. He looks, he fires. It is knocked away right out of the hands of Ron Sellers. Ralph McGill is one of the deep backs. McGill is back there, and see, along with him is Bruce Taylor, and here's the kick. Out of bounds across the way. A wobbly kick, and he did not get much yardage on that, and let's just see what it was. 23 yards. Time back in a little early there. Vic Washington taking the handoff from Brody, tries to swing the right end, gets it out to about the 41-yard line, picks up 2 yards. Vic now has carried 9 times for 57 yards. Setbacks wide, looks and throws, little swing screen pass out there. It is caught and knocked down almost immediately after the catch is Preston Riley. Leroy Jordan smells this one out and comes. Quarterback John Brody with quite an afternoon. Quick snap, back in the pocket. Look, flips one out, incomplete. Intended down there for Larry Schreiber. McCann kicked 146 yards his last shot. He's standing on the 29-yard line with a 4th down coming up, 4th and 6. A line of scrimmage 43, and he steps forward and gets away a nice one. He hangs one. Waiting for his Waters. He has it at the 17-yard line and right down on top of him. Covering very nicely there was Dave Ulrich.
Lucky Day was third, 3.5 lengths farther back.
Here's a handoff by Greg Martin, given off to Calvin Hill, and he on the counter flashes over the middle, gets up to the midfield stripe, hits for the far sidelines, and is finally hit and knocked out of bounds way over at the 33-yard line of San Francisco. Great play on the handoff there. Great play against the defensive unit of San Francisco, and it covers 47 yards as Calvin Hill now has topped 100 yards for the day. That's his 16th carry, and 46 yards will give him 118 yards, 119 yards. What a run by Cal Hill.
That's the big play the Cowboys needed to give them just a little fire. 47 yards. Now they have an opportunity to score and make this game a lot closer.
Well, Steve Cook was saying they had to do something quickly or they weren't going to be able to get back in this game. Staubach back to pass with a first down from his own from the 32-yard line. Puts the bomb in the air way over the head of the intended receiver down in the end zone, Billy Park. Bruce Taylor was down there. There's the flag, however, back at the 35-yard line. It's going to be against the Cowboys. Dallas will be caught on this one. The officials will step it off. We'll get the I did not get the initial indication, but it's 15 big ones. Holding is indicated against Dallas, moving it all the way back to the San Francisco 47. Roger Staubach doing the quarterbacking. Mike Montgomery rolling out of the backfield is one of the setbacks down. There's the pass. It's to Montgomery, and he's got it. He's got it at the 37-yard line. Great catch by Mike Montgomery, and I was just trying to get it out of my mouth that the catch, that the man that they'd probably throw to would be Montgomery when he did make the catch. Back at the 45-yard line of the Cowboys, there's another flag, though, and it's going to be 15 yards this time, stepped off against San Francisco. Cedric Hardman. Unnecessary roughness on the big defensive right end. Split out to the left is Ron Sellers. Staubach, 2 steps back, looks and throws, and the ball must have been deflected. It had to be hit. From the 20-yard line of San Francisco, and Roger Staubach trying to get a pass loose here that would put his man in scoring position. He looks, he rifles one, incomplete. Off of the fingers of the big tight end, Billy Truax at the 6-yard line, as Frank Nunnally was quite strong on the coverage there. Staubach, desperate, big down, big play. They're coming. Here's the pass, thrown quickly over to the tight end, Mike Ditka, and Ditka was covered by Winland Hall. The rookie was all over Big Mike. Oh, he's mad. The Cowboys are going for 3. They trail 28-13, but there's 9:01 left in the fourth quarter. Tony Fritsch is in to attempt the field goal. And Greg Morton will do the holding from about the 27-yard line. Here's the snap. The ball is down and the kick is on the way. Right between the crossbars. It's a beauty. It is good. So there's a timeout on the field here at Candlestick Park. With the score, San Francisco 28, Dallas 16. Ralph McGill is down deep, along with Vic Washington, but the kick is short. It is picked up down at the 23-yard line by Ed Beard on the kickoff team. He gets it out to the 26 and finally is knocked down there by number 43, Cliff Harris. Vic Washington, Larry Schreiber, his setback, strong to the right. Both receivers are spread. Here's the pass thrown out to Schreiber. A little rollout pattern that he catches at the 25, fights his way to the 30 and gets to the 31-yard line. And Big Bill Gregory along with Cliff Harris finally tie him up. Harris tripped him. Gregory fell on him.
He beat Renfro and then picked up the other 4 or 5 yards against Harris.
Brody with a quick snap. Hands it off this time to Schreiber. Schreiber goes bootlegging it off the right side, trying to get out to the 35, and he's just about a yard shy. He got to the 34-yard line. Larry Cole and Cornell Green stop him at that point. Here's Brody calling audibles, shifting Schreiber, giving it to him. Schreiber trying to get that yard, and he didn't do it. He stopped at the 35 and thrown back by Leroy Jordan and Mel Renfro. 4th and 1. Jim McCann will do the kicking. The deep backs are Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris. McCann with his foot into it. A high one. Oh, there's a beauty, a skyscraper. Fair catch called for, made by Cliff Harris at about the 17-yard line. Calvin Hill, Walt Garrison, the setback spread. Roger Staubach, 3 steps, 4 steps back, looks, goes to the sidelines, complete to Bob Hayes at the 30-yard line. Bruce Taylor following him over there, but not too closely, and no wonder. You can bank on it that one-on-one, there isn't a cornerback in the country that's going to follow a fellow named Bob Hayes very closely. Hayes wide to the right. Billy Parks equally fast, split out to the left. Hill and Garrison are wide, and here's the handoff, and inside goes Calvin Hill over the 35 and out to the 36. Ed Beard, Winland Hall, Skip Vanderbunt, credit them all for making the tackle. The ball is up to the 37-yard line. Beautiful blocking in that offensive line of the Cowboys. Ralph Neely cracking them well. Hayes is to the left this time. Billy Parks to the right. Here's Staubach. Back to throw. Looks, goes to the sidelines. It's caught. Out of bounds with the football. It's Mike Montgomery making the grab coming out of the backfield. Staubach first down at his own 44-yard line. And Jolly Roger with the line looping. The defensive line looping goes with the long bomb. Way down. Almost incomplete at the 20. Ron Sellers, the intended receiver. And their own 44. 4 minutes, 50 seconds, the clock running. Staubach back with plenty of time. He's caught and dumped, though. Breaking through. The wrap around him was the big defensive end, Cedric Harden. 4 sacks for the San Francisco front 4. 4 sacks. They lead the National League in sacks with 42. It's third down. A loss of 8 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 18, and now Staubach is really pressed. Goes back and looks and sets up and throws. The pattern is not complete. Turning in. Now Lance Allworth at the 40-yard line of San Francisco cannot make the catch.
And the fans have really come alive.
Dallas with a 4th down 18, the ball at their own 36-yard line. Back into punt formation goes Marv Bateman. Here's the snap. Bateman kicking, puts his foot into it, waiting for the football, and making a fair catch is Bruce Taylor at about the 24-yard line. As they break the huddle, Preston Riley goes wide to the right. Splitting out to the left-hand side is Gene Washington. In the backfield, Larry Schreiber, and along with Schreiber, Vic Washington. John Brody calling the signals. From the 24, giving it off to Schreiber, and Schreiber cracking out over the left tackle and taking a couple of men with him. He goes all the way up to the 29-yard line. And Brody with the long count. Has it, bluffs, yes, he handed it off. Schreiber trying the right side again. Larry can hold the football. I might add, he is not making big yardage today. Far from it. That was the 26th carry, and unofficially, we have 51 yards for it. Brody has them up to the line. Forrest Blue over that football. Dallas determined, stacking up there. Here's the handoff. Vic Washington trying to cut around the left side. Bill Gregory, cutting across, making the stop as he hits the 30. He may have gained a yard, and he may not. Cliff Harris, a single safety for Dallas. Yes, Jimmy McCann ready to kick the ball. A flag, though. And I believe San Francisco may have taken too much time.
It could be. No, I think he indicated now illegal motion before the snap of the ball. So the play does not go through. They'll lose 5 yards and try to kick it over.
Monty Stickles, I want to say this, too. I want to pass along a note here from Mutual Sports to all of our fans listening. 13 major PGA golf tournaments will be broadcast this year, starting with the Bob Hope Desert Classic, February 7th. Here's the snap. McGann had to pick it up. He gets the kick away, and it is called for and caught as a fair catch.
Here's Staubach.
Back he goes to throw. Roger gets it off. It's caught over there by Garrison. Garrison makes the catch over the midfield stripe and is out of bounds on the 47-yard line of San Francisco. Dave Wilcox makes the tackle. And I believe they are holding up now for the 2-minute warning. All right, Dallas with a 2nd down and 2 at the San Francisco 47. Staubach back to throw. Gets it loose. Garrison hands the ball at the 42, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Billy Parks splits out to the left. Bob Hayes is out to the right. Here's Staubach again, setting up. He'll throw, and he's got Parks at the 20-yard line. Billy makes a grab, slips underneath Skip Vanderbunt, and is hit and brought down by Winland Hall. 19 yards on the play. 19 yards on the play, and the clock showing a minute 35. 1:35. Dallas must get it in a hurry. Staubach has gone to the bench over there. He went over to talk to his head coach, Tom Landry. Probably saying to him, Coach, what do you do now? And probably getting the word, get the football into the end zone as quick as you can, and let's gamble for and hope for a break. All right, it is first down, Dallas at the San Francisco 20. Staubach looks and throws. Touchdown into the end zone. There was the play. Beautiful turn in by Billy Parks. This fella has great feet, great hands. Traded from San Diego. I believe, Monty, he truly has the speed and the hands to become one of the greatest receivers this game's ever had. Tony Fritsch will try the extra point. Greg Morton does the holding at the 10-yard line. 45 yards in 4 plays. That's all the Cowboys needed. The ball is spotted and the kick is up. It is good. San Francisco now has seen the lead cut to just 5 points. There's a minute and a half of playing time. 1:30 remaining on the clock here at Candlestick Park. Well, hang on there, Van, baby, because you've got another one coming up tomorrow. Van will be covering the Washington Redskin game with the Green Bay Packers. Dallas will kick off. Onside kick. And it was at the midfield stripe, and the Cowboys have recovered the football. It bounced into the hand of a San Francisco man and out. A minute and 28 seconds to go, and the Cowboys have the football. Mel Renfro recovered the football for Dallas. Oh, boy, how about this?
It popped off the chest of Preston Riley, and the Cowboys are in business at the 50.
Staubach is back to throw. Runs up in the pocket. He's going to run with the football to the 40, the 35. Tackle from behind at the 30-yard line. He is down at the 29. There must be 61,000 fans out of the 61,500 jammed into this stadium that have their hearts in their throats right now. There's a minute and 3 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 28-23. San Francisco leading Dallas. San Francisco fumbling the kickoff. Ed Beard is injured down on the field at the moment. To the sidelines goes Roger Staubach. Is this the last timeout now for the Cowboys? I believe that it is. The ball is at the San Francisco 29. Dallas, trailing 28-23 with a minute 3, has come up with a big touchdown to come within striking distance. As they break the huddle, Park is wide to the left. Bob Hayes to the right. Staubach goes back to set up. He throws, releases the ball. Parks has it at the 10-yard line. Makes the catch. Bruce Taylor runs him out at the 10-yard line. It is first and 10 at the 10. Dallas knocking on the door again.
Very important here, at least for San Francisco. If Dallas does score, they'd love to have them do it now to give them some time to come back and possibly score at least a field goal to win. Dallas, however, has the ball.
The crowd really roaring now. Mike Montgomery is in the backfield as a setback, along with Walt Garrison. Parks is to the right and Hayes is to the left, and back goes. The throw is into the end zone, and it's a touchdown to the tight end. A touchdown in there. No, Ron Sellers. Sellers makes the grab. Windland Hall is the man he beat. The Cowboys have wrestled away the lead.
Now they finally picked on the rookie, Windland Hall. Sellers going down just to the goal line, cutting in front of the goal post. All he needed was an inch of daylight. He got that on his move to the left against Hall, and a beautiful pinpoint pass by Roger Staubach in the end zone for the touchdown. A great move and a beautifully executed pass.
29-28, the Dallas Cowboys, with 52 seconds remaining in this football game, have taken the lead for the first time this afternoon. What a stunner. What a stunner it is. Here's the try after. The point after try coming up. Frisch will kick. Morton will hold, and here's the boot. It is up. It is good. Frisch kicking that sailor.
Hoskins had the ball skip out of his hands, and Washington picks it up. Goes to the 15, to the 20, up to the 25, still on his feet and fights his way to the 28-yard line.
John Brodie, the veteran quarterback of so many tight ball games like this, at the helm.
Brodie will have to get that football into the air. Here's the snap, and back he goes. He sets up to throw. He looks and then drops it out in the flat to Schreiber. Larry Schreiber couldn't do it. He couldn't field it. Brodie back to throw. Looks and throws on the turn in. The ball knocked out of the hands of the intended receiver, Gene Washington, by Charlie Waters. Waters right over his shoulder, tipping the ball away as Gene was about to pull it in. 3rd and 10. Brodie back. Quick pass. Schreiber at the 35, at the 36, and out of bounds. He did not get the first down. He did not get the first down. 23 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Brodie needs 2 for a first down. But most of all, he needs not only that first down, but a chance to get a field goal, a shot at a field goal. Throws over the middle. It is complete at the 43 for the first down. Falling forward to the 45-yard line is Vic Washington after the catch.
Brodie's going to have to go for a pretty good one down the middle this time. Only 17 seconds left. He does have the first down, but not a great deal of what you would call flying turf for that field goal attempt. It would still be a long one.
Brodie has got to get the pass off, and he's got to get it off in a hurry. He has the snap. He rolls out to the right. He looks. He throws. It is caught at the 39-yard line, but there's a flag back at the 35. I've got a feeling Cody Smith was the man. Cody Smith was involved in it, but they're bringing the football back. And San Francisco is moving back. Apparently a holding penalty coming up.
It couldn't happen at a worse time as far as San Francisco is concerned, but a couple of elated Cowboys jumped in the air when they saw that first indication of a holding penalty.
Yard penalty for holding. It's moved back to the 30-yard line. It's 1st and 25 now. Brodie has one hope. With 11 seconds, he has to go with the bomb. Here's the first down play. 3-man rush on. He looks. He goes. It is intercepted by Charlie Waters at the Dallas 43. Waters is back and out of bounds at the 45-yard line of San Francisco. 17 points in that fourth quarter, my friend, for the Cowboys is what did the trick. They were trailing 28-13 going into the fourth quarter. Now look at the Cowboys, bunched in tight. They take the snap, fall on the football. All they want is possession, and it is all over. It is all over here at Candlestick Park. For the San Francisco 49ers, dejectedly as they walk away, they know the season has come to an end. For the Dallas Cowboys, who came back with 17 points in the fourth period, they know the playoffs are but definitely just starting.